Alright, welcome to the guitar tour. We're gonna have a rundown of all the guitars that we've used on the new album, The Power Within. And I'm gonna go through into details what they were used for and the specification of each different guitars. We have used a lot of different guitars on the new album to get as many different tones as possible, to make the album sound very exciting dynamically, not just the music but also the sound of the guitars. And each guitar had its own unique kind of way to give that sound to the album. So let's start off the first one. This is the Ibanez E-Gen 18, the Platinum Blonde. It's basically exactly the same spec as the E-Gen 18, the Ibanez my signature model, which you can find in the shop to try out if you want to. This one, everything is the same except for the color. So instead of a violet color finishing on it, which is a matte violet finishing, the Ibanez E-Gen 18 TVF, this one got no finishing at all actually, just a little oil finishing there. And it gives a different sound. I like the look of it, of course, but the sound is actually a warmer, a heavier sound without the finishing on top. So it has all the pickup switching ability, the coil splitting here. We got the Harmony pickups made by DiMarzio, the custom-made pickup they made especially for this guitar, which was calibrated for the specialness of the thinness of this guitar and the matching the mahogany body and everything. And of course, because the pickup position on 24 frets guitar is different from the 22 frets I used to use, so we also calibrated the sound for that one. It has a Edge Zero bridge, as you can see here. If we turn this guitar around slowly, you can see it's been on tour. I've thrown this guitar around, I've really kind of played this guitar on stage. And let's look here. We have the extended cutaway here, and if you ask me why, because it's easy to get up to high fret. So you can see this is a unique thing here on this guitar compared to an Ibanez S series, for example. I do not have the zero system, the ZR system, put in place on my normal 6-string guitars because I like a full floating bridge. Okay, just makes it easier to kind of control and push and pull, and you can see when I do a pull on the strings here with the bridge, I can pretty much get 7 semitone of pitch raise here. So you got lots of room here on the guitar without choking on the high frets here, because the radius of the fret is a perfect match here with the bridge. Okay, and you can see here there's no nothing special here, just no finishing at all. And we've got a serial number here, LA, because originally the idea from this guitar came from when I wanted them a few different colors E-Gen made, and when they sent some blank guitars, what I mean by guitars of the E-Gen from Japan to Los Angeles without the color put in, so I can kind of think of what color to put on. When I first saw it, it looked great without anything on, so I said, well, let's just, this for the first one, don't put any color on it, just put some oil on it to seal the wood, and that was it. It's perfect. So really like this guitar, and along with my trans violet flat E-Gen 18, these are the main two I use. I do have to mention one of the modification, and the only modification I have on this guitar compared to a stock model, are the dots. Right? Okay, these dots here are actually not your standard dots you find on the guitar. That was added in later. I replaced it with something called Lumilé. So if you can probably search up on the internet, Lumilé, they make really amazing, glowing dots. So they glow in the dark really brightly. And when we go on stage, if it's before we hit the stage, before we get on, and if it's really dark, backstage we need to get in, and sometimes I just want to practice and make sure I'm going in playing the right notes on the right fret, because you never know, right? I can look at these dots and just give me a reference even in the pitch dark situation. Okay, as you can see, we definitely got plenty of guitars here. Yeah, another the two E-Gen 18 here. You know, this is actually an original prototype, but you can see now on the cut here on the neck, there's still kind of modification made to it because when they were making the prototype, we didn't get it right yet. Okay, this is a deep cut, so we can access the solos properly, and this is just another standard 18 model. You can see at the back here, Team J-Craft. It's built in 2008. Listen, if you look at the serial number here, you see the 07 there, that is built in 2007. Okay, you know, we just got a number of different ones, and sometimes because we're lazy, we just can't be bothered changing strings, and we just grab another guitar with new strings on. That's the main reason for this. And you can see we have rubber band here. It's actually kind of, you know, came off. The reason is to stop the spring vibrating when we're recording the guitar. Sometimes they kind of creeping on the album. It's better not to hear the springs because they don't really make any nice sound unless you really want to make something wacky. Right, this guitar here, this is again another E-Gen 18 model, exactly specs wise, pickup, bridge, everything, except we have a gloss finish, and the color is called Prominence. It's like the kind of the color of the sun. Okay, and we made this because I wanted something with a gloss finish on top, and it makes the guitar slightly brighter compared to something with no finishing on top. And this one, let's show you the color here. Really beautiful color here. It has also have the Lumilay, of course, just like every guitar that I use on stage now have the Lumilay installed into it. This one is made in 2009. Look at the serial number here. Yeah, still in pretty good condition here. I haven't played it enough on stage. On the album, I wanted something slightly brighter for certain solos. So on the song Cry Thunder, when I recorded the solo, was actually with this guitar. It was a while. Okay, another one. This one might look a bit familiar to you. This is the E-Gen 18 again, and SOL, stain oil finish. We made this one because for basically to reflect the tone I had on the old guitar, the S470 I used years ago, especially on like songs like Through Fire and Flames and, you know, a lot of the Inhuman Rampage stuff, all the way, I guess from Valley of the Dam all the way to Inhuman Rampage era. And because I like the natural, just the mahogany without even the veneer on it, anything, just to give it a really kind of warm, really warm tone. And this was the guitar that we used for recording the song Give Me the Night for the solos and the rhythm. Yeah, because the Give Me the Night is a bit heavier, and this is the guitar we use on that, so you can check it out here. This one here, we've got another gloss guitar here. This one is another E-Gen 18 specs. Slight difference here is I was trying to recreate the tone from my S540 that I used a long time ago, and which had the basic TTS, turquoise color finishing, the 540 TTS with the a bit brighter sound with the natural finishing, the gloss finishing. Okay, so, and this one is armed with DiMarzio Evolution pickups here, left and right here, and I believe a FS1 DiMarzio single coil here. It's got all the switching capability, but I just wanted to do something with that Evolution pickup sound just to play around with. And I believe we used this for certain rhythm parts on the Power Within album, and give that little kind of brightness on it, so to kind of mix up the tones. Right, so this is a RG. It's actually a custom made here, not here, but made in Los Angeles, custom shop. You can see the color. I remember they made this some kind of prototype before, and it ended up in some of the production model I saw on the RGs later on in a few years. So this 2004 guitar At least it says on the serial number on the neck, and it has a Fernandez sustainer pickup on it. Okay, I had it installed on an RG. The reason is I couldn't fit that into the E-Gen or an S-Series guitar. So here we are. We used it for many albums actually. A lot of the bits that we needed a feedback, but without having to blast it, and an easier control feedback. So on the new album, on the Power Within, you can hear it at the beginning of Holding On, right at the beginning of the song, where we use the feedback sound using the 2-octave button here and do the sustained feedback on Holding On. Let's move on to some 7-string guitars here. On the new album, on the Fallen World and a few other section of songs, we have the 7-string guitar. Again, back in action, and this one is the first one I'm going to talk about. This is the chameleon color, in a violet purple chameleon color. Okay, it is basically a E-Gen 18 spec made in the 7-string. It has everything an E-Gen 18 is, with the same pickups in 7-string version that DiMarzio have made. It's got the switching ability of all the different pickup combinations. You can see the coil split here. Okay, and Edge 0 bridge. And the Edge 0 bridge on this one, I actually used the Trem, the 0-point system here, because on 7-string it's easy to keep it in tune with the ZR system back installed. And I don't do so much kind of crazy whammy bar dipole stuff on the 7-string to require this taken off into a full floating system. Yeah, see, it's got the grip, it's got the extended cutaway for easy access for solos, of course, and it's actually really beautifully made. You can see a serial number on this guitar here, Ibanez Custom Shop, number 16. I don't know, they could have made it number 18 for me. There's only 2 numbers away, but I think apparently this was the first one they made under that new serial number system. And it's got all the scallop fret spot here, as you would expect from a E-Gen, and it's an amazing guitar. They did such a great thing on it, and recently I just had another one on this. But the story on this one is actually I referenced this neck to a old Ibanez S guitar I had, which was a 540 S7, I believe, a black one, and I can show you what happened to it. Since I'm in London and this guitar was made in Los Angeles, I had to bring the neck from that guitar for them to copy. So as you can see, the neck is not here, and this guitar is completely dirty and dusty. But this was originally the S. This is my first, I guess, my favorite S guitar. My favorite 7-string guitar, let's say, 540 S7. The neck is now sitting in Los Angeles, and it stays there. So if I want to make any more of this guitar, we just reference to this neck here. But while we edit, this was used on songs like Operation Ground and Pound when it was in the one piece, and all the previous album. Oh, I should kind of maybe dust it off a little bit before showing you. Carrying on with the 7 strings, and so here we go. This is an RG 7620. This is actually the first 7-string I ever bought. This was, if you look at the serial number here, it says 98. So I bought this in either 99 or 98. It's since then I've made some modification. I'm changing the pickups mainly. We have the Evolution 7-string pickup here, and an Air Norton here on the neck pickup here. And Sam mainly used this guitar now on the album as his 7-string. The last how many albums before he recently got his new 7 strings on stage. But this has been a good working guitar on all the Dragonforce album for the other side of the 7-string. Of course, because we always have 2 guitars on 7-string, and this one has always been in there. Really good sound, and the neck is actually a bit thicker than the one I'm used to, but it has great sound. Really put out some really heavy tone, and you can hear it on songs like the past, like Disciples of Babylon, Operation Ground and Pound, things like that, which has little elements of 7-string there. Okay. Alright, so this is a unique 7-string here. If you haven't noticed, we use this on the Power Within. I received this guitar, I guess about 2 years ago from Ibanez. It was a prototype. It's called Assure guitar because it's 7-string but with a fretless here on the B string. As you can see here, very special guitar. It's very cool. You can make some, strange kind of noise slides with riff. And we used this on the Heart of the Storm song. We did some wacky noises with it because it also has a Roland GK3 on it, which is attached to GR55 Roland synthesizer guitar system to make kind of a different kind of strange stuff. It's actually really cool. This guitar plays really nicely. The pickups we have here, we have a tone zone, and we have a Air Norton here. Okay, with a maple neck and fretboard. We have no serial number on this one, so if it gets stolen, I guess no one would know where it's come from. But I guess you do, because how many guitars you seen like this? So excellent guitars, and I'm sure we make use of this more on the upcoming future Dragonforce albums. Right, acoustic guitar. We did use the acoustic guitar on this album, and it's not something we usually talk about, but of course we all say it because there's, of course, seasoned acoustic and other little bits and bits of parts. This one guitar is a EW model. This is a standard factory model Ibanez acoustic here with the Ibanez acoustic pickups and all that. On the album we didn't actually use the pickups. We usually point the microphone towards here, this part of the body, and record from there. It's a really nice acoustic guitar. Okay, without I couldn't show you this guitar earlier because we were having this in rehearsal and I couldn't kind of get hold of it. But of course, how can we do the guitar tour without talking about my main guitar that I use? So this is the original eGen 18. So this is the first one that was ever made actually. In 2007. I usually have a little sticker here to identify this is the first one made, and this was actually the one that was displayed in NAMM when it was first released. And you can see it's pretty beat up here. It's been on serious tours, I've stage dive with it. I've throw around like crazy, You can see Dragonforce show is definitely energetic, and the guitars definitely take some damage. And you can see we also have the Lumi lay here, the dot here. And even though the guitar has obviously been on tour around the world, planes, all different kind of weather conditions, but it stays in tune just perfectly, sounds great. Never really had any problem with this guitar. It's just like all the Ibanez guitars I have. So yeah, this is it. The eGen 18 original, the first one.
Alright, well hello again. So I'm here to tell you about some of the guitars I used on our new record, the Power Within. This, as you can see, we're actually in our rehearsal space right now, getting ready to start touring. So that's why the guitar's in the case, and this is not actually my bedroom. So first up, this is the STM2 model, which is kindly made for me by the guys in the LA custom shop. Really great guitar. Used this for a lot of rhythm parts, a lot of lead work, well basically everything on the record. We got Edge Pro bridge and a setup in full floating mode. Really great to use, really easy. It's like nice and smooth. It goes like a long way forward, a long way back. It's just really cool. Got a pair of DiMarzio deactivator pickups, which I think gives it a kind of a sort of warmer, fuller sound, I think. I mean, depending on which song we're working on. Okay, so moving on to the neck. Maple and walnut 3-piece neck. The body's made out of a Carino wood, which is actually, I think gives it a really warm sound. Like, like again, depending on which song we're working on, certain guitars, you get what you need. So we've got luminous dots down the side, obviously pretty cool when you're like on stage. Really, just a really great neck. I mean, it's just, I like with all Ibanez, it's so easy to play, really good for like fast stuff, just like really just, I mean, really cool. It's a neck through body, which I think gives it a really nice sustain. Like with the other STM2 model, I mean, all Ibanez necks, I think they're really great, just like so easy to play, just really good for playing fast, just a really nice feel altogether. Okay, this is a really cool guitar, I think. Obviously it's like a 30 frets, which is like something I've never used before, and it's really cool. I used this on the Die by the Sword solo actually. I found I was in this key that it was in, needed some frets up here, and it was perfect. Yeah, this is actually a Ibanez custom limited edition model, so I was pretty happy to get hold of one of them. Okay, the last one I got here is Ibanez 7-string. This is standard RG. Deactivated pickups again, really cool sound. This one actually wasn't used on the album, but I've been using it live for the song Fallen Well, which is the first song we've kind of ever done which has been 7-string the whole way through. Like all Ibanez necks, are so easy to play, you know, so smooth, it's nice and thin. I mean, I've played a lot of 7-strings before, which I've always found kind of can be quite tough on your left hand, but this is just like really easy, really nice guitar.